Before you, your parents stand in fine, thin, I should say breezy garb. Beautiful, yes. And with leather.
Leather and lace. Ooh.
And your mother's pointing at you. Bada!
Mom!
Come here. And she jumps off, jumps off the stage and picks you up like you're a sack of potatoes.
I am a sack of potatoes.
Waves you around like a rag doll.
Flail.
Arden is aghast at the strength that woman wields.
And she just...
Hi, Mom.
Pops you down.
Hi.
What did you find on your journey? You're back. That means you succeeded. And she's like just smacking the back, like your cheeks, checking. Are you okay? Anything happened?
This is what it feels like to be a tiny person. Oh God.
Sympathy.
Ask him about his Amberdy. No, I didn't say that. No, I did not. I did not.
Mom, yes, I'm back.
Your dad's just waving at you with empathy.
I brought some friends. We had an adventure. We're still having an adventure.
You're doing this on stage in front of like thousands of people.
Oh, they're like a little off stage, but still very much, everyone's paying attention.
There are thousands of people?
I wouldn't say thousands. Say like a couple hundred. Okay. Maybe like 500 in the whole camp right now.
But is suddenly very aware of how many eyes are on him right now.
She like puts her finger and raises your chin. Where are they? Are you going to introduce us?
Yeah, okay. Yes.
Right this way, hon. And she just also like motions to the kids. Your older siblings, all who are arms crossed, looking at you. Glad it's not them.
Darren and Sam and Arden around me.
They're, a little ways away near the cart.
All right, I'm going to lead them over there. Away from the crowd.
I was like, oh, that's you, Bada. Hi, I remember working with you a few years ago.
Isn't everybody staring at them regardless of whether they're on stage or not?
I mean, it was a big, you see things happen. You slow your car down and watch the wreck. Your attention will go back to what you're doing eventually.
Okay. Wait, just for clarity, they get up on stage, don't say anything to the crowd. They just go, Bada, and then grab him, huggle him, and then take him
run off stage, jump off, grab him, hug him, and throw, basically ragdoll him while they're hugging. And
how much fat he has on him. He's like, are you eating?
Oh my God.
A little bit, yeah. Is she getting old and need more push-ups, or is he, just not eating? It's an important question.
I'm staying fit. I'm definitely staying fit. I know that for sure.
Yeah, those are the biggest muscles you've ever had.
They are? Oh, heck yeah. Anyways.
I remember all my kids.
Hey.
What are the names?
We've been going for 6 months, and Bada has never RP'd working out. I dare say I don't know if you're fitter, sir.
He is a big boy that hits things with his big hammer.
So that's Sam.
Yes.
She's just going to point down at Sam with a finger like the size of their hand.
That wasn't in character.
This is my friend Sam and Darren. And Sauce.
Looks under the wagon. The paw comes out and they wave.
Sam does a small bow and says, Mrs. Amica, I presume. Wonderful to meet you.
Well, aren't you graceful?
Bada's gonna reach over towards Arden.
Arden is going to stand.
I'm gonna reach out towards Arden, expecting his hand, hopefully to.
Arden is going to. His fur is gonna get somehow whiter and freeze.
This towering lady casts a shadow over you.
Arden, are you okay?
She has eclipsed the sun.
I noticed you didn't take his paw yet. Theron thinks to herself while she's sitting atop the wagon, just eating crackle corn, swinging her legs. Totally entertained right now. Crunch, crunch.
Arden visibly hesitates and extends his hand to meet Bada's.
And Mom, this is Arden, my...
Arden gulps audibly.
Arden, are you okay?
Yeah, perfectly fine.
She looks at you with just not catching on to what you're putting down.
You're what, honey? You're what?
You're what, Bada?
Whoa, dude. Jesus, whose side are you on?
Darren on the wagon, not making the biggest sound, just in her head.
Oh,
well, actually, it's the fact that we haven't said it.
Ooh.
So that isn't necessarily a threatening statement. It's more of a, oh God, what are we?
You've already confessed your love to each other.
That's true, but it hasn't been said.
There's a little bit of munching happening underneath the wagon now.
So it's like a big scene. Both of them are just going like,
Dimension door.
So Sam will sigh and just, they're boyfriends.
Oh my god.
They're boyfriends.
Yes, this is my beloved Arden.
They look at you, looks at Arden,
So it drops.
looks back at her husband, looks back at you, looks at Arden. Congratulations! Welcome to the family! And just like pulls you both in and ragdolls you in a hug.
Assuming Arden can survive this literal bear hug, he will let a grievously relieved sigh as he is not being threatened.
Drops both of you. Are you like Edgar? Are you from that one place with all the books? Like way across the sea in a tower on a hill with the ocean going...
It's not.
For once, Arden is speechless.
Like looking down at you.
Arden is visibly strained not to harshly correct that terrible misconception.
Crosses her arms. You don't know how to use a big hammer, do you?
Theron chokes on her corn.
Oh.
I
Oh my god.
I'm not a craftsman, if that's what you're asking.
Arden here is from the Order, or was from the Order.
They're cloistered.
I suppose, though obviously I'm here, so... But I don't really associate myself with the Order anymore.
So you're like Edgar.
Perhaps.
Yeah, they're a little quick around here.
Yes, a squirrely little mage.
Yes! With the robes?
Yes. Supposedly. I have not seen them, but I've had other things on my mind.
Well, who's that? You said Theron?
Yes, that is Theron Perch.
Theron Perch.
Oh, so you've been traveling with her.
We've been keeping her out of trouble and making sure that she corrected her own.
She has more than redeemed herself for what she did.
Theron puts up a paw, piece of crackle corn falls out of her muzzle, and she's still swinging her legs and waves.
Waves back at you. Well, she gets in grabbing distance. She's getting a hug. Sam, your turn.
Oh,
She's just gonna grab you.
Sam goes, ugh.
Is this one also your boyfriend?
No.
What?
Sam blushes a little. Says, no, madam,
Just
part
good.
of the group.
Just good friends.
What? No. Yeah.
Wait, yes,
No.
we are
Yes.
friends.
Oh, not that kind of
What
good
kind of-
friends. Nothing.
Your dad's
Nothing.
just hiding their muzzle and snickering.
Oh my goodness. He is a good friend, but he's not. No, yes, he's a friend.
He's a friend.
Friend, okay.
Platonic friends.
Sam
Platonic.
sucks down oxygen to eke out. Like, I'm part of the escort.
Don't.
No.
Part of
No.
the escort.
Escort. Okay, I understand.
Arden is defeated.
What do you mean, part of the escort?
Arden, how would you describe Theron?
Escort services.
They just looking at you, ready for whatever good news might come from you.
In which way do you refer?
What are their finer points?
The end of her sword, typically.
Are they going to join the hunting party?
Yes, she is. Right there?
Yes.
Exciting. They've already figured out what they're hunting this year.
What are they hunting?
They're hunting an infected, segmented
Buck?
bug.
Oh, bug.
Buck?
Infected.
Yes. It's been spending too much time up north eating the mushrooms.
Northeast?
Yes.
Huh.
They make for excellent meat.
Are we supposed to eat that? I guess.
Well, they're naturally resistant to the worst parts of the curse, so
All right. Okay.
it just might glow a little.
I'm sorry. What's with the Northeast? What are you talking about?
Bada will be able to explain to you later. Right now is time for good things.
So that's a bad thing.
She winks at you. Han, please give them their amberdies.
Please keep interrupting Arden because it's great.
So, when are you coming back to, like, stay? You said, I heard there was an adventure. When do you think you'll be done? When do you want to stay? Should we build you a little house? I know just where to put it.
That's a lot at once.
Arden, have you decided if you want to stay? I mean, it's kind of sudden, I know. But...
A little bit, yeah. A little bit. Yeah, so I've heard some poorly written stories of this place when I was younger, and there's scant few information about Pismatum. It seems like a nice place, but I don't... When this is over, I mostly want a quiet life.
Oh. All right. A quiet life with Bada, maybe friends.
Excuse me, miss, I don't mean to seem rude, but we are not married.
You don't have to be married to live with the people you care about.
Arden gives her the look.
She looks back at you with innocence.
Never.
Like she doesn't see the issue.
Yes, right. Different cultures, different societies. Where I'm from, far, far to the south, typically, if you are to spend your life with a loved one, that tends to mean that you are going to stay with that person for the rest of your life.
That sounds like an option.
Yes.
I understand. You're saying that it might not be forever with Bada. It's okay to treasure the time we have with each other. Pats your shoulder, Bada.
Arden lifts a finger sharply and points it at her, but doesn't say anything.
Sam butts in. It's like, he just doesn't want to have visitors every day.
Oh.
What?
I mean, if that's the issue, just try to become an elder.
I doubt I know enough about your culture to do that.
I believe my friends here have some house outside of the walls that they are interested in staying at after our adventures are over, Mom. I mean, it's nearby. It's not...
Don't worry. I just put your house about 50 paces behind ours.
Oh.
Lovely.
Oh.
With your other siblings.
But we were...
Your whole family living together.
They like to watch.
Oh my God.
Sam!
That wasn't in character.
Oh my God. So, yeah, well, that hasn't been determined yet. We are here on important business. So once everything has been concluded, we will consider our options. Naturally, we will have that discussion at a later date instead of when we are put on the spot while an entire crowd is watching.
Looks around. Oh! About your business. This isn't for you. She's going to say to the crowd, and they're like, oh.
All the
But it could have been.
scatters.
But Bada's always such a nice person.
Theron gets down from the wagon and just nonchalantly walks next to Bada and whispers in his ear, is like, do you want me to put him out of his misery? I could just...
Theron. You suddenly feel a great warmth overtake you. And gravity no longer exists as Bada's mother wraps you in their arms and ragdolls you in a giant bear hug.
She did warn you.
What, are you going to resist?
She's gonna do uncanny dodge.
So,
This would be applicable to Scape Artist, would it not?
Yes, it would. Against her grapple.
Yes. I mean, a playful one. I'm not going to hurt anybody. Just...
oh, wow. You probably nailed that.
God damn. That is a 28.
Whoa.
It'll take you a little bit, but you're going to be able to wiggle out.
Yeah, but I do it so well, like, she doesn't even know it's happening. You know? And I land gracefully underneath, like superhero drop, you know?
You do your little superhero drop, and it takes her 2 seconds, and then she realizes there's no one there. And she looks down at you.
She's slippery like that.
Theron looks up at her, dusts off her vest a little bit, and does a little bow. Respectfully, little bow.
Bada's mom will curtsy to you as best she can. I think that's what she's going for, she says loudly to Bada.
So she's from some... They have weird customs over there.
Well, Here's an amber for you. And she gives one to you. Made it just for you. I had a feeling you might come back with people.
Oh.
So here's one for you.
Oh,
I appreciate you taking care of my son.
thank
You
you
who?
very much.
You being,
Sam. God temporarily forgot one of his things.
Maybe just RP the like. Oh, I forgot your name, monkey, sir.
and one for you.
Oh God, she's having a stroke.
Holding one out towards Theron.
That's Theron.
Theron. Okay. Theron, this one's for you. It is a very well-made necklace.
Oh, Theron just has a bit of PTSD thinking about her.
He's like, is this got a tracker on it?
No, it's just they're two really bad. Actually, she's wearing like the bad Amber D kind of on her belt, and she just pushes it to the side, back.
You said the wrist.
Do you accept it?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And it's also like, these are sized for about the mother's paw, so these are kind of big.
I thought these were necklaces.
Yes. You're looking at something that's like 1/2 foot by 1/2 foot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Theron puts her snoot through it.
You could wear it like one of those fluffy things people wore in ancient courts around their neck.
Oh, it's tight.
If you did just stick your head right through the actual amber D, you probably could wear it like those frilly things from the older times.
That will
Victorian
look
era.
good with my neck fluff, so I do that.
That is how they're sized.
Interesting. And one for you. Hold it out toward Arden. In your case, you could use it like a pillow for your butt.
Pardon?
Sam cracks a big smile.
Theron leans
From-
over to Bada.
from-
Offer is still out there.
From behind one of Bada's siblings, you're small!
Don't.
The crowd needs to make a lot of reflex saves.
So they're like too big for the arm, but not quite big enough for the head. That's what I'm getting.
Well, yeah, like all of the art and even the one that is in the next room, they're like necklaces.
Yeah. They're supposed to be necklace size.
Yeah, it's like a lei with leaves.
Leave late.
Yes.
That's why Sam wanted to ask to make sure that one could be bracelet size.
Oh.
Because they're usually neck size.
If you did want a bracelet size and someone didn't know that beforehand, you probably could just loop it and wrap it into a layered, like a woven bracelet. Ah, okay.
But this one's big bear size.
Gotcha.
Right, yeah.
I guess another way to describe what your mother made was it's a bit closer to a wreath.
Yeah.
Because they gotta know that she cares.
I will do the same and grab the one that I made for my mom, hand it to her,
She's so pleased. She puts it right onto one of her shoulders.
and the one I made for my dad as well.
He joins with the rest. Good job, son. I'll take that. Thank you.
Sam wears his like a sash.
Oh. Well, they're going to be starting soon. Are all of you planning on performing today?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well,
Sam says, "Oh, actually, there's one more person to meet." And says, "Zos."
Oh, you haven't hugged Sauce. Sauce is just hiding under there. He's gonna kick the wagon.
no sound.
Look underneath the wagon.
No Zos.
Spot check for Sauce.
Go ahead.
Arden's just gonna call out for Zos.
10. Nice zoom.
So, 10?
11.
Okay. On the other side of the wagon, Zaz is just holding onto the back like this. They're facing forward. They've got their claws onto the edges and their feet onto the bottom trim, and they're pressed against it, and they're looking at you like, oh no, they found me.
I pick him up. And I bring him over to Mom.
And she bear hugs him.
Okay.
Like a
Sauce
Venus
is
flytrap in a
Probably
fly.
just vanishes in a poof.
Probably
White
does.
fur.
Never emerges. He's gone.
He is made of goo.
How many vertebrae did they break?
Oh, God. No!
Zaz whimpers.
Why did you have to word it that way?
Well, this is Zos. He is our adopted son.
You have a kid?
He was
Theron says, "This is news to me."
he was given to us by his mother in hopes of giving him a better life. And we have had some difficulties, but he is part of the family.
Difficulties. Is that what you call
Call what?
Dying.
Well, I didn't know how to say it.
She's
but-
like just still hugging. They've just completely disappeared into their fur and everything. Dying?
Well,
I'm gonna tell her the whole spiel.
we've had quite the adventure. And we spend the next hour relating everything that's happened.
A pink flamingo in finery descends upon your small camp. Did I hear that you were going to perform today and you wanted to go early?
Yes, I would.
Small dog.
Leggy bird.
Arden?
Yes, I am.
I've received your letters. They were most fascinating.
Oh, so they did make it to you.
Yes. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Elder Perkus.
Do you want to narrate that, Bao, so I can return it?
The small dog asks of God.
Perkus bows. Their body is of a lengthy proportions, and they raise up and put their wings together, excitedly tapping on each feather.
Arden returns the bow. I am glad that my information made it to you safely. I realize now this may all be information you already knew, but at a quieter time, I would like to have a conversation with you about many things.
Of course, but I do look forward to your form of self-expression.
Yes. I hope it to be a very memorable experience.
Ah, wonderful. Who would like to go first? So many interesting new faces. This will really rock.
And or roll.
Okay, Theron goes last.
I thought I was part of some...
Ah, there we are. This will really shake it up. Rock and roll. Interesting.
Yes. Tell us of this rock and this rolling.
I can roll pretty well.
Do you have varying magnitudes?
Yes. Whatever that means, yes.
We're going to really feel it when it's Theron's turn.
I've-
And Theron's going
I have a
last?
turn? I thought I was being asked to jump around for one of you guys. And she turns to the group.
Sam does pipe up and say, I actually would like her assistance for my performance.
Why do you keep talking like that?
Are you trying to impress these new people?
Very well.
Start speaking in an English accent because we're somewhere else. So, you know what? I'm going to be British from now on.
Oh, he's going to do the Madonna?
No. Sam doesn't think he's talking weird.
It's all right. You could be Sam.
Actually, I was still hoping to possibly go first. If possible, but not...
Granted. You can go first. I'm the one who assigns the order, and I think it would be healthy for everybody to see something they haven't seen before.
I can promise you it will be a unique performance.
Wonderful. Bada, are you going to do your usual?
Actually, no, I'm going to be helping Sam, apparently. So Sam needs me for his performance.
Ah, you're assisting in somebody else's creativity.
Yes.
That's very kind of you. And you are as
Theron
well.
leans forward. What is the usual?
Sweat drops.
Drum circle?
Don't worry about it, Theron.
Striptease.
No, that was in Rogueport.
I forgot, yes.
Don't
yes.
talk about that. In front of Mom.
Well, be ready. You've got about this many minutes. And they hold out their feathers towards you.
Are they fingers? Do we have fingers?
Yes.
Okay.
So, now, okay.
Okay, so we have until now to get ready.
All right, go get ready. I'm gonna very quickly sneak up Amberdy over to Perkus. Because that's...
Thank you. And they add it to like the practical plate mail they have made of Amberdies draped over their frame.
Sam asks nicely, Elder Perkus, while my performance does not require a time slot, I maybe prefer it to be last.
Granted.
Oh, thank you very much.
I don't think there's going to be another show after Arden.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Oh? Why is that?
We all just know that
Well, we better...
you do you are.
We better hurry along and just push 3-4 goobers. Is Saw's part of this, your troop, Sam?
If he wants to be.
They're currently sitting with you look over to Zaz. Your mother's currently sitting down at the inside the entrance to your cart. The cart is visibly like cantered. There we go.
Oh, because Zos would spill the beans on everything she asked.
And Zaz is like whimpery eyed and like
He's trapped.
sense motive, everybody. Everyone who cares to find out.
Everyone who cares. Yeah,
I mean, I
let
guess-
me just stop rolling.
It's like
11.
16.
18.
10.
16, 18, 10,
11.
Yep.
11. Okay, everyone who got higher than 12. Being completely embraced like that, there's only one person in their whole life probably that has ever been able to do that, and that was their mom.
Oh, so Sansa's crying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're sharing everything, and they're spilling the beans really fast. And Body, your mom's like,
So you went into a spire and you got killed, and now you've got a new body because the spire showed mercy on you, and you're actually a literal guardian and a demigod by our faith. Wow.
She's going to find out eventually.
And are we going to just overhear, I guess,
they haven't gotten that far yet.
the
Okay,
2 cents
thank
motives
God.
are going to be like, just all we're overhearing is like, oh, really? Ah, okay.
Okay, she did what?
What part are they
Oh,
on?
no, they're going to know the crimes I did.
Sweetheart.
You were described as a hooligan
By Sauce?
from the stories they heard before they met you.
Oh my god.
I believe Miss Cobble referred to you as a hooligan.
All the wind is out of Theron's sails right now, and she just mutters under her breath, shit.
But they are taking time. Your mother's completely distracted. The threat of giant bear hugs right now is pacified, and her whole of her attention is on Zaz.
I'm gonna walk over there, like just a little shuffle over there. What part of the conversation? What part of the story is Sal's in right now?
Okay. They're at the stage where the group is meeting a strange fox person who is going to be going across the swamp with them.
Oh boy!
So they already know the crimes.
That's all there, because that's like, fuck. You gonna stop him, Bob?
Well, let's get some dance instruction out of Theron before we have her incarcerated.
No, let it slide, and I just I shuffle my way back towards Arden and Theron and Sam.
Your dad throws his arm over your shoulder. Bada,
Yes, Pop.
Butter.
how long's your adventure going to take?
Oh, just gonna look over at 3 little goobers next to me. Not really sure.
Well, if you stop by the house on your way out, I'll give you some potions from my last adventure.
Oh,
Keep you safe.
thank you.
If you ever need to talk, I'm here. And they just pat you on the shoulder and go back to your other siblings.
Don't forget that we need potions.
We will, don't worry.
All right, just gonna write it down. I don't have my handy notebook. No.
How long will you be on your adventure?
Arden, Sam, could you just keep in mind that my dad has offered us some potions on the way out? Just so I don't forget. I'm kind of forget. I forget sometimes.
It's okay.
Sam says, no problem.
Thank you. And we forget.
Yeah, what?
Is it really a disadvantage if you didn't remember the advantage was there to begin with?
Yes. The tree falls, the forest doesn't make sound.
Perkus from the stage. Welcome, everyone, to our annual festival. Coeurasa and their sister high in the sky. And all of us gathered here together. Thank you for making the journey and for enjoying this crackle corn amongst our dear friends.
The only food of Bismutum is popcorn and steak.
Today, we'll be welcoming our beloved son Bada, their boyfriend, to the stage.
Arden falls to his knees in pain.
They were formerly a member of the Order from across the Great Sea,
Oh, okay. Arden.
and they wish to show us how they party over there.
Thanks, Sauce.
Arden, Arden places a hand on Bada's chest and says, "He is the most respected member of your society." Correct?
That's right.
Arden pats him on the chest again and grits his teeth and approaches the stage.
No
Please.
disintegration.
Please remember to give him the warm welcome you gave Edgar when they first traveled here. Ah, here they are. The stage is yours, Arden. And they back away and slip off the stage.
Oh, I hope he doesn't get hurt.
They're okay. Their attention is on you, as is everybody else in the group. And there is the great sound of cracklecorn.
Sam will say under his breath that they're like, "Hey, this is a good time to teach the others how to be graceful."
What?
I'm just gonna pull Sam and Theron over and be like, "Shh, shush."
So Arden is going to take in a deep breath and straighten his clothes.
Does it take a little bit too long, awkward silence wise?
Cough, cough.
Single confident in the silence. But Arden lifts his arms in the air and casts Detect Magic, causing his eyes to glow with a pale blue light as he addresses the crowd. "Greetings, children of Bismutoom. For your safety, I ask that you not approach the stage or pass through the glowing barrier. It's here for your safety, as this performance is very real."
Edgar nods their head from the crowd. Good man.
Arden then claps his hands together and pulls them apart as a wide-reaching dispelling screen forms from the center of the stage, stretching outward towards its edges. The translucent blue barrier hums with life as a faint serpent-like form swirls across its surface. In the beginning, there was Coeurasa, the great being of the heavens. Arden's cloak of shooting star ruffles as several small glowing orbs appear from its unseen folds and coalesce in his hands into one larger glowing orb. Arden looks upward and gestures to the sky as the glowing lights lift into the air above the stage, casting a dancing light across the area. Then there was the mighty dragon, whose back we rest upon to this day. Arden extends his arms to his side and claps his paws together as two ethereal, primal dragons fly in circles around him, leaving freezing trails in their wake that form a glimmering dome of ice around the mage that casts brilliant reflections off its many facets from the lights above.
Ooh, ah.
And it was known that Coeurasa slowly descends from the heavens to meet the dragon, which would mean the end of all life for us here on the cross. Arden affixes a small piece of paper covered in exploding runes to the inside of the dome and casts flight, forming a pair of ghostly dragon wings from his back. He then gently lowers the glowing light collection downward, letting it gently sink as he continues to speak. Through vigilance, the people of the cross maintain the dragon's teeth so that Coeurasa shall never fall from the heavens. Arden then looks up at the piece of paper, reading its message, causing a powerful sonic detonation that thrums and rattles the area, blowing a hole in the ice dome, circled with jagged shards of ice pointed upward towards the sky. As the detonation occurs, Arden casts gusts of wind, creating a fast-moving funnel of air that sends the fine shards of ice upwards into the air, catching the light of the performance as they fly upward, gently falling downward onto the crowd as a gentle sparkling mist.
Perkus's feathers rose and fell as the mist blankets through the audience.
Magnitude, bitches. But you, the sacred children of Bismutoom, know this, and you have stood for centuries here to protect us all from the calamity before us. Arden then takes flight from inside the dome and hovers gently in front of the glowing lights as he halts its descent. Those ignorant of this, however, would seek to destroy the teeth out of fear, greed, anger, endangering all life in the cross once again. Arden begins to slowly rotate clockwise and casts a sudden maximized rainbow blast into the dome below him, creating a dazzling kaleidoscope of elemental energy that damages the dome further, sending more shimmering mist over the audience once again.
Ooh.
Just one guy.
Single person. And while the word of a humble ghost of a mage may not mean much to you, I thank you all, children of Bismutoom, for your vigilance in protecting us all. Arden's cloak of shooting stars flies up, showing all the small embroidered stars on the lining, which begin to glow and throw hundreds of tiny lights downward with the remainder of the ice dome in a rain of sparks. Arden slowly lowers himself, creating a radiant display as the sparks draw closer to the ice. When Arden is about 10 feet above the stage, he will dismiss all of his spells, except the dancing lights, with a shimmer of fading magic. As he touches down, Arden will cast Stone Shape and twist in a full circle as he forms a small pedestal beneath his feet, shouldered by 2 small stone spires, framed against Coeurasa on the center stage with his arms extended towards the crowd. So let us celebrate life, love, hope, and the future it brings on this evening, my friends. Thank you. And Arden takes a deep bow and sends the dancing lights over the crowd, where they dissipate naturally.
Performance check.
Natural 1!
None of that happens.
10.
Add half your knowledge arcana to that roll.
That's a lot still.
Are you talking ranks?
Yes.
Or ranks or total?
Ranks.
Ranks. Oh, okay. Then that is 5.5.
In this case, we'll round it up. The crowd goes wild. They don't get to see this kind of magic very often. So they're all clapping and everything, and Edgar's going, okay, let's see what you're up to. I got something too.
Oh boy.
The crowd's they seem to have enjoyed it. Percus does a little bow, wets up to the stage, offers you a hand down.
Arden takes the hand and steps down from his pedestal.
As you both stroll off the stage, they'll lean towards you quietly. That was entertaining. Very academic, but entertaining.
Thank you. I am glad that I could impress.
It's good to see that kind of magic once in a while. Here's your seat. Who would be next?
Yeah, who wants to follow that act?
Is that what you say?
No. No, God, no.
That's what he mutters as he steps down from this. It's like,
I was gonna
So-
pull Arden for a big hug though. Just proud of the boy.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Good.
Sam says, "Good job."
Thank you. I don't know much about the world up here, but I'm glad I could do you justice.
Oh.
There's a group of excited kids that come over to you, and they're like, how'd you do that? How'd you make it go boom?
Arden pulls out a small piece of paper with exploding runes on it and says, read this.
No. Just gonna take that back.
That's some Skyrim shit.
Yeah.
Their parents quickly grab them and pull them away. Like, maybe later we can bother them.
Oh, there was that couple that wanted to do that, like, loot and...
Yes.
Yeah, they can follow that.
Incidentally, they volunteered the people that before them to come after you. So there's this, like, someone who's just basically became a teenager with their, like, little loot, and they're just coming up to the stage like, well, no one's expecting me to top that.
But-
Where's my oyster?
But he has a lovely little stool to perform from now.
True. They're going to get up on the stool, and they're close their eyes.
Oh, wow. I've never seen somebody try to play a lute like a trumpet.
Percus moves one of their feathery fingers, and a small moth comes by and grabs them by the back and airlifts them off the stage.
Oh God!
Oh, no.
Does Arden go white again? Just like
Just the hook from the backstage, like.
That the young performer goes to his parents and just cries into their chest in front of everybody.
The young performer is currently still with the moth as it flies away with them into the crowd.
how far?
They're about 400 feet in the air.
The performer just goes, keep going, just keep going. Don't drop me.
They are using their lute like their flute.
A lute flute?
They are doing their best, and they have not stopped playing.
What a brave soul.
Oh, goodness.
They land 2 minutes later near their parents, and they just have, I did it. Ah!
Arden will still applause.
Just
A pause.
Is he the only one?
No, it's kind.
too.
We could maybe get an 80s slow clap going.
They kept playing despite being picked up by a moth.
Polite clapping.
They pushed through it. It sounded terrible, but they pushed through it.
They're in clap. Clap for performance.
Theron, surprised by the order, just distractedly claps, like looking around.
Like a golf clap. Like,
Clap faster. Oh my god.
well, after that, your friends get up on stage and they do an amicable performance.
Oh, good. Our friends are the ones from earlier.
And then they bow and get off stage. And then high five each other. And she carries him into the moonlight.
Does everybody disappear into the night sky?
No, they're here for the show.
Oh.
You're going to be spending the next 2 hours here with people doing their favorite performances.
So is this like transitioning to nighttime?
Yes. And who here would like to enjoy themselves while they're waiting for the grand performance at the end?
Define and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, it's
Would you like to partake in the alcohols?
Oh, I wish.
Oh, cool. Theron, would you like to get a little shit-faced before you go on stage?
I mean, my balance is so good, I probably could.
Yeah. Yeah, just like that time you fell off the ship.
Just stick it to Bada.
Well, there's no water here.
There's
Well,
just
there-
shame. There's
there- no,
shame at the
there's-
edge of the stage.
There's shame and a hard stone floor. Hard stone floor.
Samson used some of the time between these performances to try and show Bada how to move,
Gracefully.
not necessarily gracefully, but dramatically.
Dramatic. Got it. I am the dramatic one.
Have you acquired a beret and a scarf?
No,
No?
I have a sash.
Oh, a sash. Oh, that's right, a sash. My
An
bad.
ambergris stash.
Taking good note of Sans teachings.
Please make a instruction check.
Is that intellect or wisdom?
Wisdom. Bada, please roll an instruction check. They're trying.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh no, I'm suddenly getting flashbacks of the
But
last 3 weeks.
Bada's going to be the left shark.
No.
I wanted sharks in here, but not this way.
So, no, Bada had said they can't have any. Do you want to stick it to them? I don't know if that's something that Theron would do in this situation.
Do what?
Have some
Drink?
alcohol.
Oh, well, it wouldn't make sense, but Theron is actually having a pretty good time with this whole event, so she's feeling it.
Okay. Well, in that time, you do get to see Edgar. They get to finally bring about their grand plan. They get up on stage, they snap their fingers, and their 10 falls through a hole in the sky they create. Slaps down onto the stage. And they go, "Behold! I am a fan of crackle corn."
Arden beholds.
Do you turn into a beholder?
They slap their paws together, and there's crackling sounds coming from inside their tent as it bulges
What?
with crackle corn
Bulges.
and begins to float. And they wave
The crowd.
their arms back and forth and cast a spell upon the crackle corn, granting it the power of light. Each individual kernel, each popped kernel. And then they put their paw to the fabric of their tent, and with a swipe, it's gone. And all of the popped kernels, all of the crackle corn, begins dispersing over the whole event, floating about, little glowing lights in the night like stars. They say, "Enjoy the crackle corn! Take a bite out of life! The light, let it pour through you!" And they just shake their hands, and people start going for it.
Arden has concerns about the mental state of this skittish mage.
So it's definitely drugged then.
Bata's gonna grab a handful. Why not?
Just
Let
like
the light flow through you. Like, yeah.
So, a bunch of the people all eat some of the crackle corn, and the magic flows into their bones.
Suddenly concerned about eating some?
Is Arden's detect magic still running at this point?
Yes.
What's going on?
It seems they're transferring the lighting kind of spell that he had going on into the bones of the people who are eating the crackle corn.
Okay, so I guess the better question is this conjuration, illusion, or transmutation?
Abjuration. You look over at Bada and like their whole skull is visible to you, like an X-ray. And they're like,
and leans in for a kiss. Just
Arden is going to place a hand on Bada's leg and clutch it tightly.
Yes.
With the look.
What?
just looks down at you with the, what?
Let's just be careful with the popcorns.
I'll eat it slowly.
No, let's... I am not sure what that's entirely enchanted with, so why don't we just play it safe in case let's not say his head explodes.
No.
In case there's some adverse effects to this magic.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be fine.
Theron, what are you doing?
is there any sort of like just thing I can get up on close by?
There's the card.
Oh, okay. I mean, is there like a post or something? But yeah. Theron's gonna stand there and let the little pieces of popcorn hit her muzzle while she's watching the stage, and not eat any. Just sort of get up on the cart and just sort of look around to see if anybody noticeably is not eating this popcorn.
Almost everybody's eating it.
Okay.
I'm not.
Well, the DM just said you were, so
Most.
Anybody, I guess, noticeable that should...
All of Bada's family.
they're not.
They are.
Oh, okay.
And as expected, Bada's mom's skeleton is gigantic. They got their big bones from her.
As expected.
Birthing hips.
Well,
She had, 14 children?
oh, you're adding more to the list?
I don't know. I don't remember the number. It was a lot.
She could have had a lot while you were gone.
My parents had 2.
Oh, you have a brother? Sister?
Sister.
Oh. We'd love to meet her someday.
Having this sweet conversation with like
Floaty.
luminescent popcorn floating around. It's cute.
If we ever go down there, I would be happy to introduce you to her, but I have not seen her in a decade, so I don't even know if she's still at the tailoring shop. But
Well, I guess we'll find out together then.
yes, fair warning, she is very much like Theron.
Oh, no. I mean,
Theron, you hear that?
I'm sure those two will get along fine then.
Maybe not if she's matured, but we'll find out when that happens.
Theron had a grimace on her face.
Theron grabs her chest and falls off the...
Heart attack?
I roll for a heart attack.
You
It's a
succeed.
16.
You're able to land without harm to yourself with your dramatics. Just the little kernels parting as you fall. And Edgar lowers their arms. The spell sustaining the floating crackle corn dissipates, and the light disperses. You can see it parting from everybody's bones.
And then popcorn just falls everywhere and makes a mess.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that wonderful dream, or thank you for being a part of it. I'll be here all week. And then they scuttle off stage.
That was an experience. But Arden will clap respectively.
Then they crawl back on stage. I sell potions
Oh.
for
Sam.
favors.
Sam is interested.
What? Why?
If you want potions.
I will trade. I will trade potions. Oh, I'm getting told. Okay, I'll leave.
But your dad also promised us potions.
What? You got 2 choices and 2 options now.
And a bunch of people are now glowing skeleton people.
He
Nah.
said the light dissipated.
You're up, Sam.
It's already the last one.
Yes.
Oh.
It'll take 2 hours.
What
dude.
time is it? Sunset?
You're looking at like closer to midnight.
Oh, it's really late. Oh, okay. Well, that's not as dramatic, but that's fine. Okay.
He mumbles that to himself. He's like,
Oh, well, this isn't the time slot I really wanted, but...
Yeah.
You said you wanted to go
Not the
out.
Well, I thought we
golden
started at
hour.
like midday, but I guess not.
I thought it was like getting closer to like dusk.
Well, anyway, so Sam gets up there and enthusiastically like
Okay.
the hand motion, like, hey, come up here if you want. To
to the audience?
the group,
Okay. I was gonna
that said they were going to help.
The audience understands. And you also have the greatest light of all, Coeurasa, during the Blood Night above you.
Ooh.
Oh, is that what's the lightest
and
at night?
And I have given you a pedestal in which to orate from.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, everybody
There are
has benefited
plans.
from your damn pedestal, okay?
So, who the hell is coming up here?
I'm coming up there, Bata.
We got Bada. We got Theron.
Theron just now remembers. Get surprised, like, does a finger to her chest, like, oh, me? Oh, okay. And then bounds over.
We're gonna have 2 left sharks.
Oh boy.
This is Arden. Do you want to? You don't have to say anything.
No, thank you.
Arden, come on, get up here.
You know what's really funny? Since you did not RP any sort of, like, rehearsal for this, correct?
Correct.
Cool. So Theron gets up on stage and just walks around.
Nothing has happened. It's just stand still.
Oh, okay.
Just stand still.
Right. Okay, right here?
Souse. Yes. Souse.
They poke their head up above the stage,
Come on, Souse.
scurry onto stage.
Okay. So we have the 4 of you up there. Yes.
Yeah, I suppose.
Unless that's up to Arden.
Yeah.
Bada convinced him. So okay.
Convinced. Put a knife in my side and
What? I don't have knives.
Sam turns to the audience and begins by saying, "Hello, all of you lovely people. Thank you so much for the good times today and this wonderful festival. I have a tale to tell you all, and I want you all to know that while certain things are most definitely familiar and inspired, the events of this tale are purely fictional."
Yeah.
Theron leans over to Bada in the break in the silence and whispers, "Do you know what we're supposed to be doing?"
I don't understand. I have no idea.
Okay, thank God.
I was told to just stand here.
Okay, so
I was told my attendance was optional.
And then Sam says, and any inspiration is out of respect and not out of mockery. And that's wholly genuine. Like, if anyone wrote, that's entirely genuine.
He's starting off that thing in the movie at the beginning where it says,
Oh,
nobody.
he's the FBI warning?
Yeah. No, that's to not copy it or whatever.
No, no,
Yeah, but that always follows it.
Any resemblance to real life people is
Yeah,
purely
there you go.
coincidence.
So Sam begins singing, although it's not quite distinct. The words aren't fully language, but it drapes the stage in a deep shadow.
Okay. Got the light of Coeurasa above, and you cast a shadow over the stage.
It's a silent image.
Ah.
Yes. Which? 10 feet cubes. And you said it was a 20 foot by 20 foot stage.
Yes.
So I can put the whole stage and a little bit in the middle. Just describing that for the listeners. So then the darkness then fades into an image. I guess I should say it's all very shadowy and kind of stylized. The emphasis is more on colors and shapes than it is on details. So there's this pyramid with a lake behind it, and this town below the pyramid. And it zooms down in wispy cloud shadowy looks as Sam sings the tale of this town, the Hydock Temple, and how the people of Hydock are oppressed. But there is a hero among them who seeks to right the wrongs of the past. Bree.
Arden gives a credulous look to Theron.
Bata looks over.
Theron says, "Shit."
and so the image of like the setting is in the middle, but then wherever Theron is standing, a lit illusion of a dragonkin form, a red dragon, kind of fits over her body.
Oh.
And moves with her.
I'm standing with them right now.
Yeah. But
Do you all, like, scurry off?
but they can't be seen because you're the only one that's being lit.
Okay, all right.
I still take a step back away from Theron. Like, oh.
And we go to this great hero, Bree, is a masterful thief who seeks only to distribute the wealth of the rich back to the poor and aid people's lives as they suffer in this town.
That's not quite how I remember it.
I like this, someone says in the crowd.
Purely fictional.
Yeah.
So then the image of the pyramid like zooms up, and there's suddenly like a wall in front of Bree. And Sam continues like, this masterful thief found a way into the great temple.
Oh.
Time for improv, huh?
That's your cue to start sneaking.
Erin, like, puts her paws on her body, be like, understand what's going on, because this is all news to her. And,
There's like a crack in the wall. It's very obvious. It's not meant to be like...
Okay.
Like, you actually have to do it. Like, no, there's like a crack in it. It's all dramatized.
Okay, so she pats herself and gets over the confusion and then looks over at the wall and thinks a little bit, and she very cornily puts a paw up to her eyes and kind of like points and looks at the crack.
You can go through it. It's U-shaped.
I need you to RP that, sir. I need the narrator to tell me.
Okay, so in front of the red dragon thief is this wall of a pyramid that she has painstakingly found the secret entrance to, a doorway that opens.
Jesus stands there.
And the dragon goes in.
She takes a big like, aha, okay, yeah. and like very like kind of almost cartoonishly, creeps in with her hand up to her eyes still.
So you can see Sam, but none of the audience can see Sam. He's in the very center of the stage under like the dressing, the set dressing, and he gives you a big thumbs up.
Okay, and she crawls in there, and
then the shapes and shadows shift to reveal a glorious golden altar bathed in sunlight.
It's very bright,
but it's empty. And instead, off to the side is a great glass case with a shimmering, sort of dark but brilliantly reflective metal scarab in it. And you know this to be the star scarab.
Okay.
The greatest treasure of this temple.
So I have as the actor dragon, I have gone to one through the hole, and then the setting changes, and like on the other side of the stage is the scarab you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So Theron confusedly looks around and gets her bearings of like what is going on, and then when she hears what you say and sees the scarab thing, she goes another corny move of like this finger in her air, like, you know, pantomiming aha, and does a tumble over to the scarab on the other side of the stage. I'm going to roll for that shit.
Okay.
Alrighty.
This is all through song, by the way. The player is not capable of doing that.
Still an 18.
Boop, boop. You get over there.
Yeah, she tumbles over there and puts her arms up very cheesily towards the fake scarab.
Fake real scarab.
Fake real scarab.
Do you take it?
After a pause, she takes it.
And then Sam continues in his song about how the greatest treasure of this land was taken by this thief, but it was too great of a prize. For the greatest powers of that land had kept it on display for their own amusement. And thus she was cursed, had a bounty put upon her. So she had to flee to the north.
Fiction. It's all fiction.
Fiction.
Okay.
So the setting shifts to kind of just generic landscape that's like flowing by.
Okay. Theron is holding the scarab. I'm guessing she could do that. And puts a paw, like with the back of her paw up to her head and looks around and then dramatically runs to the other side of the stage.
But as far as she could go to the north, the powers that be could still track her. And the greatest bounty hunter of the land, the mighty Mogord the Paladin, and wispy plate armor forms around Arden with a mighty sword on his back.
Accurate portrayal.
As you're on one side of the stage, opposite from her now, so the setting shifts into the inside of an inn where she is attempting to hide. And this great bounty hunter found the thief and her trophy.
Theron just crouches into a ball and sort of uses her arms to hide herself in the corner, like shuddering.
Arden will compose himself for half a second and then cautiously put his hand around the sword, which he may or may not be able to interact with.
It's illusion. It moves with you.
Okay, then I will attempt to draw my sword and approach the thieving bandit.
And the paladin will say unto the thief, "How dare you desecrate our temple by taking the scarab from its altar?" To which the thief says, "I did no such thing. The scarab was already gone. I merely took it from those who were using it as their own trophy." And the paladin pauses.
Arden will lower his sword and change his stance to a more scrutinizing stance.
And it was so revealed that the great star scarab, which reflected the burning light of the sun back into the heavens, had not been removed by the dragon, but had been removed by heretics of the land. And as the thief and the paladin conversed about the magical powers that the scarab were supposed to hold.
Yeah, you tell that thief what for. Their kneecaps are at your mercy.
Oh God.
No, this is...
Theron stands up and, like, points a claw at the darkness that said that.
And along with the bounty hunter came the great monk, Noro.
I was going to stand there
And Bada's body then begins to glow with like light cloth and white, and even like a little like sun symbol on his chest.
Ooh. I'm going to try to stand there as solemnly as possible.
And supporting the paladin begins to discuss the ramifications of the star scarab's removal from the altar. How the scarab's bane, with its great reflective shell, means that the world is now more at mercy from the sun's rays and the great ice sheets.
I'll be pantomiming. My arm is raising up to like portray the sun rays coming down.
And that the great ice sheets of the wastes to all directions shall melt and cover the world in a new ocean.
Pretend drowning.
Theron does some cheesy shivering.
Arden will nod knowingly.
Thus it was decided by the paladin and the monk that the rogue had done no true wrong to their religion, but must return the scarab to its rightful place. But they do not have the rituals or rites of the lands of the south, so journeyed instead to the nearest other temple, the ziggurat. And then the scene shifts, to like...
We all pretend walking.
No, we just jog in place as the scenery goes by.
I'm gonna be lightly like poking Theron in the ribs as we walk, because just as monks do.
Well, Theron's going to overact and just like react too much of it, and push him away, and all other silly shit fursuiters do.
Is that how you're interpreting this?
Wow.
Oh, it's a musical all over again.
Oh God.
Oh. Okay, well, but as they travel, they come across a caravan, a mighty caravan of many wagons and carts and slain guards, and a woman who cries out desperately, "Please, save my son, the prince of the kingdom."
I don't remember this part.
Fictional. Theron looks around in dragon form and shrugs.
And then the Souse gets wrapped in like regal clothes and a small crown. He is the heir. Yeah.
They start dramatically posing. They're taking on Theron's level of prose.
But he is unprepared for the world. If he were to return to his kingdom without experience and growth, he would surely be cast down. Please, I beg of you, take him with you on your journey.
Arden gives a royal salute to the young prince and offers a hand.
Noro? Was that my name?
Or just be the monk.
The monk. The monk welcomes the prince with open arms. Yes.
The prince jumps on top of the monk and points the way.
Oh, off we go.
So the scenery begins shifting again to a more desert locale. There's very little water because off in the distance there is a great wall of ice with rivers flowing down from it. It is clear that the land truly is surrounded by these great and mighty glaciers, and that the cool air is all that keeps this area from being flooded entirely. Ooh, yeah, okay.
Don't eat the mushrooms.
I didn't mention anything about mushrooms. And so the party comes to the great ziggurat of the small desert in the north, where the priests and monks of the Sun sect describe the rites and rituals required to re-enable the great power of the star scarab and its High Dock temple, where the scarab originally came from. But lo, upon their exit from the ziggurat, there was a great and mighty grizzly bear who stood in their way, wielding great powers of fire.
Rawr.
Is this actually, this isn't representing, or...
You're right. So a shadowy, wispy form of a grizzly bear with like dramatic like hand movements and fire coming like off their head and stuff like is going. And he proclaims, it's like, "Oh, you meddle with powers you know not of. The great glass will cover the world, and then the water shall come."
Arden will take an aggressive stance with his sword drawn and point it at the shadow. And... oh, no, I actually can't do that. Never mind. I was going to say, and I cast light to represent my strength as a paladin, but that would really fuck up the stage, so let's not.
Arden's taking this too seriously.
But do you make like the motion? You like making motions like you're obviously trying to cast a spell?
Yeah.
It's not real.
If you want to know what it is, you have to use spellcraft.
I don't need to know what it is. Sam will just create an illusion of like a great blinding brilliant sun ray that tries to smite the bear, but is instead deflected and warped and made into a darkness.
Arden will fall to his knees defeated.
And then the grizzly bear cackles in an evil way and says, "It matters not what you do, I shall win anyway." And then melts into the ground like water falling over rock.
That's an evil puddle.
And vanishes. The party is perturbed and disturbed, but continue on their way back south with the thief and the mighty star scarab.
Theron started to cheer until the narrator said it was perturbed, and then she stops cheering. It's like, oh, head low.
What does perturbed mean?
These dark portents weighed heavy on their hearts as they took a mighty sand sailor from the great dunes of the north back south. And then the imagery like happens. It's a land ship. It's a boat, except it goes over sand.
Theron walks to the front of the boat and just looks out like she's on the front of a boat. Like, you know.
Oh, Bata's gonna pretend balance on the edge of the boat.
Roll for that.
The prince will balance atop of their charge with great grace.
Bata has no great grace.
They will be
I assume Bata will plummet into the sand.
and they will land safely on top of you after balancing back and forth dramatically with you.
This part is not fiction.
Well, the illusion shifts to... You say you fell off?
Yes.
Yeah, so the illusion shifts to show the party stopping their sand sailor in the great sea and retrieving sea of sand.
Yeah, Arden will go to the edge of the ship and reach into the sand and retrieve his fallen comrades.
Before they begin once again on their journey, the Great Pyramid showing long before the city does, its pointed straight at the midday sun. The party lands in the city as the people clamor and crowd around the new arrivals, being an unspoken boon for the ailing city, who had not seen travel nor trade for many months, as the temperature rose and rose.
Theron pretends to be sweating and wiping sweat off.
Bata is actually sweating because he hopefully helps Sam skip some part of what happens here.
Zaz is playing with the crown, or the prince is playing with their crown and just like nodding. Yeah, and puts it back on with a forward.
Arden is visibly tense at this next part.
Behind them in the dune sea, unnoticed by all, is a great mass of wind and sand will be following their very trail in the vague form of a person, but shifting and creasing always. But the thief exclaims and leads the way back to the pyramid.
There looks around, points up in the air, and then points toward, I guess there's something in the distance, and looks back at her comrades and points again.
At the secret entrance in the wall of the pyramid.
Theron looks around for that illusion.
Yes.
And then points at it.
Bata will follow at the pointings of the circle dragon.
So this mighty and good-intentioned group make their way through the depths of the pyramid, its many mazes, traps, and hallways to come upon the great altar of the Star Scarab. Standing in their way is a great blue dragon, the guardian Sabul. The monk exclaims, "Oh no!
No!
The Scarab's bane has awoken."
Their hands way above their heads and arms flailing.
Yes.
The dragon roars mightily at this motley crew of heroes and charges forward immediately and mercilessly, impaling the paladin and the prince upon its fangs.
This is rather visual.
Yes.
I will punch the dragon.
Too soon, bro.
So the monk punches the dragon, and the rogue stabs it many times as their fallen comrades ice over in the power of the cold. But eventually it falls, and the monk is destitute over his fallen paladin friend, and the rogue is depressed and saddened by the loss of her favorite cleric prince.
Theron drops to her knees and curses the sky with her arms.
But lo, a great flash of sunlight fills the temple room, and a soothing, not harsh warmth fills the air. As a great light fills the body of the paladin and the cleric prince.
Arden
stand healed from their death.
Arden will rise dramatically from the ground and raise his hands up to the sky and drop to his knees and take prayer for the blessed sunlight.
Zos, or rather, the prince, will rise up with a yawn and find their grip upon their paladin friend to stabilize themselves, see the sun above, and offer their appreciation.
Thumbs up.
And adjust their crown.
And the four continue as they perform the rite to restore the Star Scarab to its altar. And then you all just stand around the middle of the stage and do whatever.
Wave our arms dramatically.
And as it takes its place back on the altar, the brilliant scattering of the sunlight is like a tiny pinpricks of light that dance around the room, and the temperature begins to drop immediately. But the monk is troubled, for the sun saved instead of harmed, and realizes that in order to know more about what's really going on, these great and powerful beasts that have attacked them and hounded them on their journey, they must travel once again to the north, to Solus Natal.
I'm going to try not to laugh at that, but we'll then proceed to look troubled at the thought of just holding my hands to my head and be like, oh no.
Do you look over and like, I don't know if I should be offended or not?
To the birthplace of the Sun Sect, whose elders and wisdom can give them answers.
I point towards the wherever.
Yeah,
Assume the background has changed to the area.
The illusion has gone like to the map, and then so the party journeys back to learn what they need to know of the people and the organizations trying to flood the world.
Arden will look off into the distance stoically and point forward into the horizon.
Yeah.
Theron will pretend to walk, and then when she sees Arden point, she just immediately, turns to regard the direction as well.
But as our intrepid group of heroes travel back across the great sand sea, the grizzly bear appears again and bars their way, telling them, "Do not aid. any on your path, or you shall meet the might of fire. And he stuffs his paws into the ground, and there's a great explosion of fire, and the sand melts into glass, which portends the plan of this evil being.
Arden will put on a brave face and do his best to shield his allies from harm.
The prince will look towards the bear on top of their monk friend as they're staying up there, and they hold out their paw with their thumb down and then run it across their neck, as intimidating as they can manage. Nod.
The monk will just sigh at the prince and take a fighting stance.
But with his warning made, the bear disappears once again, and the group heads to the north, to the cold mountains with the great grassy plains, to meet the elders of wisdom that lie there in that the great birthplace of the sun. It looks very similar to the environment around the stage, just in daytime.
Someone in the audience, this looks familiar.
Good eye.
And the party stands together as a great shark comes to them and gives them leave to partake of their festivals and their food. And the heroes can only ask, please, we mean good. We want to do good. Help us.
Arden will thrust his mighty sword into the ground and take a knee before this great elder.
The monk will just be pretend eating the food that's in the scene.
You're just
Oh my god.
the important things.
The prince will be swiping bits of food that the monk misses as they bend over into the food.
Then the illusion fades as the song ends. How many performance checks do you want?
You're gonna
82.
one from each person.
Oh no. But they didn't say anything.
But we were performing.
Oh no.
Zaz gets a 24.
Oh no.
I have a 9.
Performance what?
Charisma.
No, performance like act, comedy, dance.
Acting.
Oh, act, yeah. -1.
It's a good thing you were being cartoony.
Yeah, right?
5.
Yeah, so you that really
What was-
solo act.
What was yours?
The singing part of the performance was a 27.
Okay. And for the stage,
You want an acting?
yeah, for the stage, let's just do a general performance
You mean
check.
for like the illusions?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a good song but poorly acted, so we just have a bad music video.
You're gonna fire all of us.
Yeah.
He wanted us here.
10? It's perform untrained, right?
Charisma.
Yeah, so 10.
All right. So, generally speaking, are you all going to do a bow at the end of this?
I'm not sure we earned it, but yes.
I mean,
What kind of bow can I get for a -1 performance?
But
Am I just gassy? Is that just, you know?
does it help? You couldn't actually see them, just the shapes around them. Yeah.
You get a wide applause from the audience.
okay, good.
They think, Theron, that you were being that like out there on purpose, and they found it entertaining.
Oh, you did so bad, you're good.
Perfect.
Okay.
Your
so
Tommy was out.
yeah, so it's satire and not left shark.
Arden, you were very stoic. That is the only feedback you're really getting.
That's all. I wasn't looking for feedback. I was looking to live.
Arden doesn't.
Bada,
I got a 5.
they said better than last year.
Oh, okay. Good.
Oh my god!
Well, then Theron takes a round around the stage, sort of like doing air kisses and bowing and. Yeah, well, like no one else is doing anything, just sort of like it's all about her.
While
You didn't earn that.
Kinda did.
while bowing, Sam is going to look like dead into the eyes of the elder with a melancholy sort of expression.
Like a dog in a watermelon.
The elder.
What?
A melancholy.
Oh god! Throw him off stage.
Why?
No, that's actually small.
Yeet. They nod to you and clap. And then the crowd begins to disperse to their tents and to more food.
The Curse of Coeurasa is a production of Reno Area Anthropomorphic Arts and Recreation for BLFC 2023. This episode was edited by Desjarmes Pony and was mixed and mastered by AJ the Ratty. Ian McQuinn is our game master and the voice of Zoss and the NPCs. Arden Renshaw is played by Hawkfeather. Theron Perch is played by Desjarmes Pony. Bada Amica is played by Dabbles. Samuel Horstrom is played by Damic Cretu. Original music by Fox and More. You can find more music from Fox and More at foxandmore.bandcamp.com and on Spotify. For more information about BLFC, the theme, and the lore behind your favorite characters and settings, visit goblfc.org.